to empty them out of the recycle bin. So whatever. Got to back up if that happens again.
$20.05 offer. Pick up offer accepted. We'll add it to your route.
Add it to my what? $20. Okay, I do kind of like, I like these high dollar ones over here, but okay, there's traffic light. Traffic. Ridiculous traffic. Damn it, I lost my count on how long it's been. I guess this is part 2. Mediterranean Grill. In-and-out kitchen. Mobile police camera. Mobile police camera. I don't see it. Oh, I'll be damned. I'll be damned. That was a flock. That was a mini flock camera on that pole back there. Huh. kitchen, Mediterranean grill. Exactly what it said. Off, Bluetooth off. Yep. Continue. Confirm. It's still raining. You can pull up to the garage and leave the bag in there. Thank you. On my way. On my way. Mediterranean Grill. Kebab, falafel, salad, and wraps. I wish I could afford it. Yeah, I wish I knew if I could afford it. I see you, bro. Directions. Okay, north, I think. There's no way I can get out that way. o'clock. I'm 20 minutes back over there, 30 minutes back over there. It'll be 7:30 when I get back. It's fine, go back. Just go back. Cracker Barrel's good. So that's the thing. If I just follow the money, if I just keep following $20 deliveries, I'll end up 4 hours away down there in Destin, past Navarre. I've done it. If you just let it take you where it wants to take you, you'll end up 3-4 hours away with $250. That's a dead end. Right. So if you don't have to come, if I could just keep going, if I could dash all the way to Miami, I'd come back with $1,500. Guaranteed. It might take, I don't know, 2 weeks. 2 weeks every day hitting. That's what I want to do. I get me a new car. That's what I get my own car. Or maybe just if I fix the other car. If I fix the other car and have it reliable, I could probably take this one. That's what I need to do. That's what I need to do. I need to just go take our other car up there and get it fixed. Am I going the right way? Circle K. over one more spot and you'll be able to see the sign. Fairgrounds, Five Flag Speedway.
Most of these real history documentaries are behind the Daily Wire paywall, but we decided to release this one for free, primarily because the King. We need to begin today with an important announcement. The most thorough deep dive we've ever done, our special on the civil rights movement, is now available for free on YouTube. It's a full-length documentary that, among other things, will make you completely rethink Martin Luther King Jr. and his alleged legacy. We have new documents and disturbing information you never learned about in history class. Most of these real history documentaries are behind the Daily Wire paywall, but we decided to release this one for free, primarily because the King family tried to censor us. They don't want you to watch this documentary because it undermines the mythology they've spent decades building, a mythology that serves as the foundation for today's civil rights regime. It's a story that can only be told by people who are not afraid of legal threats or harassment from the King estate, and unfortunately for them, we're not intimidated in the slightest. So you can watch the full documentary right now on YouTube on this channel, which I recommend you do right after you watch this episode. One of the things you learn as you watch the documentary and our other real history documentaries, particularly the one on communism, is that left-wing movements don't simply appear out of thin air. They might seem spontaneous, but they're actually the product of extraordinary calculation and manipulation. And that brings us to the issue that I want to talk about today, which is the rise of the DSA, or the Democratic Socialists of America. Now, not too long ago, the DSA was merely a collection of completely powerless, unwell, unhappy failures, adult children with nothing to contribute except viral videos like this one, which admittedly were pretty entertaining. This is from the DSA's National Convention in Georgia from all the way back in 2019. Here it is.
Quick point of privilege. Quick point of personal privilege. Guys, first of all, James Jackson, Sacramento, he, him. I just want to say, can we please keep the chatter to a minimum? I'm one of the people who's very, very prone to sensory overload. There's a lot of whispering and chatter going on. It's making it very difficult for me to focus. Please, can we just, I know it's real fresh and ready to go, but can we please just keep the chatter to a minimum? It's affecting my ability to focus. Thank you.
Thank you, comrade. Okay, is there a speaker against name or chapter pronouns?
Point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Quick point of privilege once again. Hi, James Jackson, Sacramento DSA, he, him. I have already asked people to be mindful of the chatter of their comrades who are sensitive to sensory overload, and that goes double for the heckling and the hissing. It is also triggering to my anxiety. Like, being comradely isn't just for, like, let's keep things civil or whatever. It's so that people aren't gonna get triggered and so that it doesn't affect their performance as a delegate, okay? Your need to express yourself is important, but your need to express yourself should not trump
Now, if you're listening to the audio podcast, you should know that as the speakers were whining into the microphone, some of the members of the audience were putting their hands in the air and waving. They do this in lieu of applauding. It's called jazz hands because they don't want to trigger anybody with loud noises. It was actually one of the ground rules of the convention. They had to use jazz hands. And other rules included, and I quote, no misuse of doors.
Misuse of
doors.
doors.
Or how you misuse a door. No interacting with cops. No talking to the press. And my personal favorite, no aggressive sense in the room. So they had to use the term aggressive scent instead of disgusting scent because none of these people have showered in months. So, they can't throw everybody out. So instead they specifically banned heavy artificial fragrances, strong perfumes, or scented lotions. But if you smell like Taco Bell, Mexican pizza, commentators used this footage as proof that, contrary to what Donald Trump was saying, socialists really were not a threat. For example, a Washington Post columnist wrote that, quote, depending on the day, socialists are a terrifying force ready to overthrow the government or a collection of snowflakes to laugh at. Well, just 7 years later, the DSA is indeed a terrifying force that's ready to overthrow the government, along with civilization in general. In less than a decade, socialists who seemed incapable of normal human interaction, much less organizing a significant political party, have won congressional primaries and congressional seats in Philadelphia, Manhattan, Brooklyn, the Bronx, and Denver. They've been elected mayor in major cities like Seattle and, of course, New York. There's another socialist about to take over as mayor of Washington, D.C. Dozens of socialists have won primaries in state legislatures this year. And at the moment, a socialist from the suburbs by the name of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is the leading candidate for the Democrat Party's presidential nomination in 2028. What exactly happened here? Well, it's a question that somebody needs to address because nothing like this has ever occurred in American politics, at least not in living memory. And before you say, well, the economy is terrible, it's true that prices are far too high, as we've discussed at great length. It's also true that the economy was doing much, much worse at other points in American history. And we went through a depression in which unemployment hit 25%. Thousands of banks failed. Stocks dropped by 90%. And despite that, socialists held very few congressional seats in the 1930s, and they were never close to taking the presidency. In the 1932 presidential election, the socialist candidate finished with something like 2% of the vote. Now, yes, FDR took a lot of momentum out of the socialist movement with the New Deal. He cursed us with much stronger unions, created the Ponzi scheme that is Social Security, set up all kinds of new regulators, dramatically increased government spending, all of which were terrible ideas, and all of which were concessions to socialists. But unlike Adam Schiff and Elizabeth Warren and the rest of the modern Democrats, at no point did FDR endorse the end of capitalism or candidates who wanted to destroy America from within, and were open about it. What we're seeing today is new. So while economic factors like the cost of living certainly played a role in the rise of socialism, socialists talk about these issues, pretend to care about them, which they don't, pretend to have answers for them, which they definitely don't. History would indicate that there must be much more to the story. So what exactly is going on? Why is socialism suddenly so compelling to so many people, especially young people? Well, to answer that question, we should look, once again, at a typical gathering of socialists in the United States. 7 years ago, they were fretting about jazz hands, overstimulation, gendered language. What are they doing now? Well, let's take a look. This is from Hassan Piker's new roadshow. Hassan Piker, in case you're not familiar, is a socialist with a very large following, not only among the general public, but among Democrat Party elites. He campaigned with Abdul Al-Sayed for Senate in Michigan. He's done friendly appearances with Rashida Tlaib, Ro Khanna, AOC, Ilhan Omar, Francesca Hong, Zohran Mamdani, and so on. So he's become, by all accounts, a major figure in the Democrat Party. And here's how he began his show. Watch. Charlie. For socialists, it's almost as if the nihilism that we're now seeing from many different corners of this country, from the women who rallied behind Lindsay Clancy because she murdered her children, to the outpouring of support on the left from Luigi Mangione. For socialists, it's almost as if, they've got...
That's just a real interesting name for any kind of munition, right? Now, what does it do?
It's a low-cost alternative to the Tomahawk cruise missile that we can mass produce in far greater numbers when we're not dealing with a near-peer adversary. It can be ground-launched or air-launched.
So the ground launch platform, is it, a sailor's butthole?
All right, what are you on about?
Look, all I'm saying is we named stuff cool things, and a rusty dagger. It sounds like a maneuver I did with Russia's mom last night, okay? And rust on any kind of sexual maneuver implies...
Are you 12?
Well, excuse me for bringing up the elephant in the fucking room, okay? Shit, if something is named stupid, then I'm gonna laugh about it. But okay, that's fine, don't worry. We're gonna go into the next conflict with our rusty daggers and Alaskan pipelines and fucking plumpkins.
It's one name. You're being ridiculous.
Look, man, I'm just trying not to get us made fun of. Yeah, the U.S. in collaboration with Mexico has created a new attack helicopter called the Dirty Sanchez. It will be outfitted with donkey punch munitions.
I get you're trying to make a joke, but smoking Aladdin with a donkey punch missile goes unreasonably hard.
You know, speaking of Navy, hey, Navy, what the hell's going on? I mean, don't get me wrong. On the one hand, I'm all about keeping a black man down. But why are we talking about changing the name of a new aircraft carrier from the Doris Miller to the President Trump?
First of all, that's only partially up to me. Like, yeah, I know I named the boats. But also, historically speaking, Medal of Honor recipients. Now, Doris Miller did not get a Medal of Honor. He got a Navy Cross. His family has been petitioning for quite some time to upgrade it to a Medal of Honor, which, in my opinion, very justified. Although NBC, because I read this from several different things, CNN, NBC, and all sorts of different stuff, NBC, you're all functionally fucking retarded because you said, and I quote, the White House hasn't approved the upgraded medal. Everyone who's been in the military longer than a day will tell you Congress is the approving authority for the Medal of Honor. The president awards it. Fucking idiots. But also there is some historical context to this. Medal of Honor recipients historically in the United States Navy are named after destroyers, or destroyers are named after them. Presidents have aircraft carriers named after them. So there is a bit of a historical precedence. As for changing it to a sitting U.S. president, I don't know how I feel about that personally. I don't know why we're changing it to.
It lost me.
I spent 3 minutes in this video off stream, and I realized I immediately needed to react to it on stream. The creator by the name of Brando, with only 1.03k subscribers, I'm going to subscribe to them, I think accidentally made one of the biggest hit pieces on streamers I've ever seen, unintentionally. I think everything they say in the beginning of this video that I've seen is pure cinema. It's meant to break down to you what I have been saying for years from an outsider's perspective, and I really want to give insight into a lot of the knowledge and a lot of the things that viewers may not be aware of that us creators are. Why do streamers hate Big Walk? Here we go. Walk has been out for Big Walk is a great game, by the way. I recommend everybody play it. I played for at least 8 hours. This is my wife. We're still playing through this very good game.
It's in 2 weeks, and somehow it already has one of the strangest reputations of any game released this year. The reviews are glowing, and they sold over 1 million copies in the first week alone. But then you watch people stream it.
All the way up there is another area with 5 slots to put shit and another key. We're gonna be here for 15 hours.
So, no one's having fun with me?
Now, okay, am I having fun? Yeah. Am I having enough fun that I want to go do 5 more puzzles that are down at the bottom of the mountain and then have to carry them all the way up to then unlock a key to go to another area to do the same thing, but probably
It's about the
twice
fucking journey, man.
Oh wait, hold up. I think my game's. Oh my god, wait. I think my game's like it.
Do you want to know why streamers like Joe Bartolozzi hate this game? Because they don't have real friends to play the game with. Big Walk isn't about the game. It's about having an environment to have your friends and you have the ability to hang out with. But if it's not making good content, these content creators don't want to hang out with each other. And that is the reality. Not to mention they have to cater to brain rot, low attention span retards in their chat. And that's the reason why streamers hate Big Walk, is because the people they're playing with, they don't like their friends, because they don't have friends. They have coworkers.
Like, I don't even, like... Oh, how about you? Did it? Okay. It's not fun. Yeah. Also, that game is just overpriced. Yeah.
And let's also be honest, Jixie, I think the guy's great. I think Jixie is hilarious. But one thing's for damn sure. This guy's attention span is completely fucking rotten, so he can't enjoy it on stream. As well as, Jixie actually does not have friends. He doesn't. The closest thing to a friend Jixie has is Dantes. And I think Dantes and Jixie's relationship is great. I think if Jixie played that with Dantes, he would have a great time. But the reality is, Jixie is another creator where every single person who he's liked has betrayed and backstabbed him and treated him like a retard. So that's the reality for the other reason why he didn't enjoy it as well.
Fuck that.
Charles, would you file this under your type of game?
Not really. Not my kind of friend slot. What about you? Is this your kind of game?
It's cute. Like, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it's cute. It's just, I don't know. When I do friend slot, I like the chaos and the fast pace. Yeah.
And suddenly you think we're talking about a completely different game. Some creators are getting bored than just the opening hours of the game, and others are questioning what they're even supposed to be doing. You have entire groups discussing whether or not they should refund the game. So what's happening? I don't think the answer is that streamers just have bad taste. I think the divide comes from something.
I mean, streamers are fucking retarded. Let's be real. Like 99% of the people who are big on this platform are people who blew up when they were like 16 or 18, got way too much money, way too much fame, way too many eyes on them, way too quick, and never had any hardship put in front of them. So they've never had to grow because their content comes easy because an audience chose them to stay and watch them no matter what. So yeah, they are usually just retarded children because that's what kids like to watch is other stupid people because it feels relatable to them.
I think a lot more interesting, but first we need to talk about what Big Walk even is.
And I do just want to clarify this once again. I think Jixie's awesome. I do.
Walk is the newest game from House, the Aussie developers behind Untitled Goose Game. You and your friends arrive on a huge island filled with landmarks and puzzles, and then you're left mostly alone. There's no giant arrow floating above your head. There's no quest lock.
If any of y'all are in a relationship, buy your girlfriend or wife Untitled Goose Game. It is literally peak for women. It is so good.
I'm filled with 35 objectives.
I
Nothing
also
immediately
love Untitled
explains
Goose
where
Game.
you're supposed to go. You explore. Eventually you discover something interesting, and if you're lucky, you figure out what you're supposed to do with it. But calling Big Walk a puzzle game doesn't
Untitled
quite
Goose
explain
Game?
why people like it, because a huge portion of the experience happens between the puzzles. You're walking somewhere.
I want to describe, and I haven't seen anything past this video. This is where I stopped because it was very smart in the first minute or two. Big Walk is a game that emulates what it's like when you and your homies are sitting on a couch just enjoying each other's company, doing fucking nothing. And that's what the game is. The game isn't about what you do. It's just about giving you guys a place to chill and hang out. Big Walk is essentially, yo, you want to come over and chill in my mom's basement? Yeah, I'll bring my PS2 and some Doritos. That is Big Walk. It brought me back to where I just get to chill. And like, that's why I enjoyed playing it so much with Sophia, because it just felt like we were just chilling and it was something for us to do and hang out. And you know, I'm not gonna lie, we also cuddled while we played it. It was a really nice fucking time, right? It just gives you guys something to do while you just want to be in each other's company. And that's why I think it's a beautifully made game. And that's why it sold so well. I believe it sold over 1 million copies in the first week.
It's in the name of the game. You're talking, you're screwing around with an object you found, you lose somebody, and you hear your friend screaming from halfway across the island. And eventually you realize you spent 20 minutes accomplishing absolutely nothing.
Yep.
For people who love this game, that's not 20 minutes wasted.
Nope.
That's probably the part they're going to remember the most.
Yep.
Which brings me to my main argument. Big Walk isn't.
The game is just being with your friends. Big Walk is lived and died by your social group. If you love your friends, you'll love Big Walk. If you don't love your friends, you won't love this game. And that's the truth. It is just a canvas for you guys to paint your own adventure.
Meant for streamers. This game is meant for friends. Now, what
Exactly.
do I mean by that? Streamers are friends, right? Obviously, I'm not saying these streamers secretly hate each other or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. Friends. Yeah. I've never been in an industry more where if one person gets a bad hate thread, all of their friends will instantly throw them into the fires of Mordor.
Not that we're genuinely close, but there's another layer to these relationships that you and your friends probably don't have. They're expectations. At some point, somebody probably has another stream, video, sponsor, event, or another game they need to get to, and that completely changes the atmosphere.
Joe's a performative dork too, fake ass dude, and it's a bummer because I actually used to really like Joe Barbolosi's content when he made a lot of like solo TikTok videos. But once he got a taste of fame and he wanted to start networking, man, he became really fake really fast. The only streamer that cares. Yeah.
I reckon I'm gonna go back to the house.
It's a bummer how many of my favorite content creators at the
I'm getting
time
older,
just got
so-
completely obsessed with their image, their optics, and their ability to network with other large creators, and they threw away everything that made them special to begin with.
Designed around the assumption that you actually enjoy doing nothing with the people you're playing with. Think about your closest friends. You can sit in somebody's room for 3 hours and accomplish absolutely nothing. Nobody needs to organize an activity. One person's looking at their phone, somebody's telling a story. You're arguing about something stupid. Maybe you're not even talking. And yet somehow you still had a good time.
Yep.
Because you're with your friends. This is the exact type of relationship Big Walk is trying to simulate. Now replace that situation with 4 content creators who scheduled a collaboration because a new multiplayer game released. Suddenly, doing nothing feels very different. There's an audience waiting. There's a reason everyone logged on. You're supposed to be doing something.
Yep.
So when Big Walk gives that group a giant stretch of countryside and says, go wander around for a while, the natural response becomes, okay, but where are we going? And I think that's why this game can expose group chemistry very quickly.
There it
How South
is.
describes Big Walk as a game about hanging out with your friends. That wording matters, because the game relies on the type of social interaction that can't really be manufactured by the mechanics. The developers can give you proximity chat and separate your group. They can give you binoculars, megaphones, and strange objects to play with.
Sophie and I played Big Walk, and there's this segment where you just have to kick a ball
Ridiculous
into
Burgers VB.
I mean, you have to do it 10 times. It took us almost an hour to do it, and I'm not gonna lie, I did 8 of them almost
I
instantly.
think that's Ruby
But
Tuesday.
I wanted her to be a part of it. I wanted her to get the last 2. I enjoyed every second of that because I got to do it with somebody who I love. And that's why I love
Amen.
it. Because those mundane moments where you're doing like mindless tedium, those are the times where you get to have like the most fun. So that's why I love Big Walk. It's a very, very natural game. It's a very big break from the ADD overstimulation archetype of video games that we currently know. And that's why I think it's great.
They can create situations where something funny might happen, but they can't make you enjoy talking to the other person standing next to you. That's your job.
I'm going to replay that for emphasis.
Binoculars, megaphones, and strange objects to play with. They can create situations where something funny might happen, but they can't make you enjoy talking to the other person standing next to you. That's your job. And when you're playing with people you've known for years, this isn't much of an ask. The game can disappear into the background. You're not thinking, is this section entertaining? You're having a conversation and moving through it. But when the primary reason everyone is together is to create a stream, the game can't disappear. It needs to provide material.
Yep.
And Big Walk isn't always interested in doing that. For instance, one of the quote-unquote puzzles in the game involves you locking yourself in a room with a 5-minute countdown timer. There is no puzzle. You just sit around and wait for the timer to reach 0, and then you get your orb and you can move on. When me and my friend played this was completely fine. For 5 minutes, we just talked and had a good time. But for streamers, 5 minutes of nothing is an absolute nightmare.
I love it.
You can assemble a group containing some of the funniest creators on the internet and still end up with a boring stream of Big Walk. Because individual entertainment value isn't what the game needs. It needs chemistry. Over the last few years, multiplayer games have discovered an incredibly successful formula. Make something relatively inexpensive, let a bunch of friends play together, add proximity chat, give everybody ridiculous physics, create situations where players accidentally kill each other, and let TikTok do the rest.
Yep.
Legal company, content warning, repo, peak. You can call...
I would like to say as well, I think all of these games are great. I think all these friend slap games are great. Content warning was probably my favorite. This one was so good. Never played Repo, but I saw great clips.
These games whatever you want, but the internet eventually settled on one particularly beautiful term, friend slot.
Yep.
And considering you can buy this game bundled with Peak, the expectations are you're going to get a game pretty similar to Peak, which is not the case at all.
Peak is also fucking amazing.
But most of these games understand something very important. Your friends provide the comedy while the game provides the conflict. In Lethal Company, your friend screaming is funny because something is trying to kill him. In Peak, your friend falling is is funny because you spent 20 minutes climbing and now he's completely screwed. The mechanics constantly manufacture situations
Pink is
for the
so
game.
cute.
Big Walk takes away a lot of that structure. It hands you the ingredients, but it doesn't always cook the meal for you. And if you're accustomed to games,
Dude, hearing my homies scream as they fall down the mountain is just like, oh god, so cute, man. So many good memories from that game. But I barely even played it, maybe like 5 or 6 hours. So many good memories in a short time.
constantly generating funny scenarios, Big Walk can initially feel empty. When you put 5 streamers in lethal company, the game can manufacture comedy for them. Some sort of monster appears, someone panics, another person locks the door, everyone's screaming, and that's your moment. Big Walk might give those same 5 people a dirt road, and suddenly the game is relying on a completely different skill. That's why I don't think Big Walk was ever perfectly designed for the modern streamer ecosystem, even though it looks like... to become a giant Twitch game. But underneath all of that is a game built around an incredibly private idea, spending time with people even when there's nothing to do. And that's difficult to recreate when spending time together is also your job. Maybe the funniest irony surrounding Big Walk is that a game seemingly built perfectly for streamers might actually work better when nobody is watching.
But I also don't like the response I've seen where everyone who dislikes Big Walk supposedly just doesn't understand it. There are completely legitimate reasons why somebody could dislike this game. The puzzles could be more complex, traveling between locations does take a while, some players need stronger progression to stay engaged, others simply don't.
But I'm saying that, like, you gotta say, those people who say, I don't like Big Walk because you play Big Walk, well then why did you download a game called Big Walk if you didn't just want to do a Big Walk? Like, that's like, it's like saying you didn't like this FPS because you downloaded it and you found it was an FPS. What else were you expecting from a game called Big Walk? It literally, it's like going upset when you went into Burger King and they gave you a burger. What the fuck were you expecting?
Enjoy exploration without a clear objective, and saying, well, you're supposed to make your own fun, doesn't automatically excuse everything. You could use that argument to defend an empty parking lot. At some point, the game has to contribute too. And I think what people disagree over is whether or not Big Walk contributes enough. For some players, the communication system, environments, puzzles, and toys give them exactly enough material,
I think it's great,
to create memorable situations. Others just see long stretches where the game isn't offering anything mechanically interesting. And both experiences can be genuine. That's why I don't think the question is really whether Big Walk is good, it's whether you're the type of player that its design works on.
Big Walk is more fun for people who are terrible at video games. Or, if you're good at games, invite a bunch of people who are terrible at video games and make them do all the challenges. It is so fucking funny watching people struggle with the easiest games on earth. It is hilarious. There's nothing more wholesome than, like, watching your girlfriend try to just, like, kick a ball into a hoop that you could do immediately, but for them, it would take them like 20 minutes. It's so funny.
So why do some streamers seem to hate Big Walk while the people reviewing it seem to adore it? I don't think there's one definitive answer. Some
That doesn't sound like fun to me.
Type of game, some just want more mechanical depth, and some simply don't mesh well together with what House is trying to create.
Bro, if Asmongold and Kaisi were to play this game with me and Sophia, that might be fucking peak.
But I think the biggest reason comes to downtime. Most games treat downtime as something that needs to be eliminated. Big Walk treats it as an opportunity, and streaming makes that distinction even more dramatic. When you're broadcasting to thousands of people, 5 minutes without obvious progression can feel uncomfortable. And when you're hanging out privately with friends, those same 5 minutes might produce the funniest conversation of the night. Neither reaction proves the other person is wrong, they're approaching the experience with completely different expectations. And that's why I think the divide surrounding Big Walk is actually more interesting than whether the game deserves an 8, 9, or a 10. Because House made a multiplayer game where the most important mechanic isn't climbing, shooting, surviving, or even solving puzzles. It's conversation. Big Walk gives you somewhere to go while you talk. That's basically the entire pitch, and when you think about it, that's exactly what going on a walk with somebody is. Nobody asks their friends to go for a walk because the walking itself is incredibly entertaining. You're not halfway through thinking, holy shit, this walking gameplay is insane. You go because you're spending time with somebody. Maybe you take the wrong path, and maybe you stop somewhere, maybe something weird happens, but the destination was never really where you went. And that's where I think Big Walk either clicks or completely falls apart. If you're waiting for the game to entertain you, you might spend the experience wondering when something is finally going to happen. But if you stop treating the empty spaces as something that needs to be filled, you realize something already is happening. You're hanging out with your friends, and for some people, that's enough. For others, apparently Steam has a pretty generous refund policy.
Such a good video. I think it's a great breakdown of why Big Walk is genius and also how streamer friend groups are just full of shit.
Rocket parts slamming into the moon? What's up with that?
Hey, where's building 1?
It's all the way up front.
Oh, alright. Thank you.
Of course.
All the way up front. Well, of course it is. The GPS took me over there to that one. Building 3, I guess. Which one's that? Building 2. Okay. So that's gonna be 1, 2. There's 3 over there. So that makes that probably building number 4. Number. See no number. No. Am I on the back side of this building? Oh shit. Oh. Alright. Let me call her.
All calls may be monitored and stored by DoorDash and or third-party service providers for quality, safety, and security.
Inspire. Is this building 1? Hello, this is DoorDash.
Hey.
I'm looking for, is building 1 the big building up front?
Yes.
The big U-shaped building? Okay, I'm...
Inspire apartment.
Yeah.
And you have to go through the back because the main lobby is closed.
The main, okay. I think I'm at the back right now. Is there a pool in the middle?
Okay. I'll meet you.
All right. Let me, I'm on the, which side back? The back, the left back or the right back? Here, let me take it off. Let me take it off my car. Speaker. Okay. Still there? Hello?
All right.
Okay. I'm still here. I think I may see you. I'm backing up on the right side of the building.
Yeah, I'm down here all the way at the other.
Okay. I think I saw you.
Perfect. Yeah, I see you coming this way.
Yeah, the GPS had me back there at building 3.
Oh, I gotcha. That's messed up.
Yeah, it's all right.
Oh, perfect.
Here's your drink. And no, that's that. I got straw. Get straw. And the straw.
Perfect.
Thank you. Have a good one. Continue. Yep. Do. Reach drop-off location. Provided address. Our pin is wrong. Continue. Continue. Handed order to customer. Confirm I did it. Yes, I did it. I'm not lying. Alright, $7.80. Alright. It's 8 o'clock. I'm going home. Probably do one more in Atmore, get maybe $10 more. Probably not though. Probably not. So building 2 is shaped like a block. Is a regular Building 2 and 3 are rectangles. Building 1 is a U. Stupid speed bumps too. Yeah, GPS does that. GPS all day long, all day long, all day long. Go away. $7. stupid.
At 3.3K subs. Trindle, I love you, girl. What's good, Miko? Chubbs up in here, Becca Lynn up in here. She my little sub. I love that woman. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I thought 23 was possible the other day. Look at us now. I know, Sweaty, that's crazy. Is it of me, KD, or is it just your edit of you? Yeah, Bears in the Rumble! Let's go, Miko. Bobby, what's good, bro? What up, I kill, guys? Stop! I kill, guys, the Prime for 19 months. Thank you. The first rip of the stream. Who's gonna be the first gifted on the stream, huh? Bro, KD, what is the edit? Is it edit of me? Or is it just a random edit? I'm not gonna go watch a random edit right now. If it's of me, I'm down. At the ready, I'm getting a Turtle Beach Stealth 700 headset. I'm not sure about the Turtle Beaches anymore, bro. Thank you, Bagolin. I appreciate the gas. For the gas up in here. Oh, it's an edit of Juice WRLD. I'm good, Katie. You got that, bro. You got that, bro. I found the Rumble W Burrito! Chat, we have a week left on the giveaway. We are now launching and opening it up to more entries. If you have not been able to get an entry in, claiming the promo code for free, you can buy $25 worth of anything on Rumble Wallets and tip it on Rumble Wallet, and that will provide an entry as well, or an additional entry. Subby came up in here with the 43 months. Come on, Subby! Yeah. Oh, dale, besta. Thank you, Bobby. What's good, dude? Lies. You're lying, Subbykin. You might not like them, but you like getting yours sucked. Oh, Becklin, I appreciate you. What headset do I recommend? I like IEMs, bro. The headsets kind of give me a headache, bro. The ones I'm using right now are like $100. Sennheiser's IE, like hundreds. Yeah. Well, I honestly don't know, bro. I'm not the headset goat. I'm gonna be real with you, Miko. You're better off asking Grok. Find me the best budget-friendly gaming headset on the market. If you make an edit of me, yeah, I'll watch it on stream, sure. Shoal, buddy, shoal. Yeah, Can we get a first game on first up, ladies and gentlemen? And also, can we continue the streak? This is day 12 of hitting over 100 on the daily. Do we go for day 12, boys? Is it possible? Does the streak continue? Should I put the streak in our title? Should I put streak? Oh, Becca, I'm glad you enjoyed them. We filmed a brand new video yesterday. It was a banger. Hey, dude. Hey there, Mr. Glowing Man. How's it like getting shit on in the beginning of the game? How does that feel? Is it pain? Or is it gains? Hey there, Mr. Glowy Bluey Man. What's it like getting shit upon you on the first second of just go fucking, let's go hunting for gold. Who's down? Who's down to go hunt some gold with me, dude? Let's just go to like some crazy rainforest and just camp out for days, weeks maybe. And just hunt for gold and strike it rich. Yeah, Bears is down. King Louis is in. Trend Dog says, alright, that's all you had to say. Let's go, boys! We're taking an excursion. We're going gold hunting! I saw this guy on Instagram posting reels of him mining for gold until he can buy some crazy ass car I'll never be able to afford. And bro's like almost done. He's just going out there in a fucking river and just finding heaps of gold. Gold by the buttload. Is it real? Is it fake? I don't know. What I do know is that there's gold out there, boys, and we just need to find it. There's gold out there, I'm telling you, dude. We just gotta find it. Let's go live on the YouTube. Let's go live on the TikTok. On the TikTok. Let's go live on the TikTok. Alright, bro, go live on the TikTok while we're hunting for gold. I'm being hunted, bruv. Please go away, bruv. Alright, bruv, please go away. Have you got a bloody mic? What's that, bruv? Have a bloody mic. $357. Local farm fresh eggs, $5 a dozen, $7 for 18. Phone number. I'm not gonna read the phone number for the internet.
It fits. Don't miss a second of the fastest racing on earth. Introducing the new $20 Cash Pop with even bigger prizes. Make every day fun day. It's yours inside. The Florida Lottery is good fun. Welcome to Matador's Must-See America. Planning a trip to the Washington, D.C. area? Here are 3 experiences not to miss. Walk the National Mall. Explore Fairfax, the local east, and a small-town charm. Visit Great Falls Park for dramatic river views. Find your travel guides at Matador Network. Hungry for a quick win? Grab any Pepsi product and pair it with your favorite prepared food. Skip.
2147. Catch you on the next one.